I'm Callum Norrie and I'm playing tighthead prop. Getting the first cap was obviously a big one. It was a bit of a weird feeling. It felt very surreal. So I think it was sort of the 55th minute of the game, there or thereabouts. I'd gone to warm up. A message was like, right, he's coming on. Sent round to the team manager, standing next to the refs, and it sort of going through my head like, oh right, okay, this is actually going to happen. Rugby is still rugby. There's still 2 posts, a ball, a halfway line, 15 players on each side. Like, it's still a game of rugby, no matter where you are. But it's like so much faster and so much more physical than anything I've experienced. Like the brutality of what guys are doing. You know, like you don't really have a second to think, because if you think, you're behind the game. So, yeah, the speed and the physicality. I would say the squad's pretty tight. Obviously, like 20s, it's like any age grade rugby. Every year it's a different squad, just because of the nature of people moving on. But having spent a couple of months together and having been through 2 pretty tough games, I'd say we're pretty tight as a squad. We're pretty close as a team, and you know what? Like the boys, every time you run onto that pitch, you can tell the boys are ready to do battle with each other. France are a side that will come hard. They're a big physical side, but we've proved against England that we're a big physical side and we can match. We can match England, we'll match France. I think we need to go into it positive, backing ourselves. You know, it's a really good group of boys, it's a really good side, it's a really good squad of 30. So there's no reason why we can't walk away from it with the outcome we want. So I started when I was young, like started primary school at Dundee Eagles playing, I think it's minis rugby it's called, like, you know, like tag rugby, flag rugby type stuff. Really didn't enjoy it, wasn't built for it. A little bit bigger than everyone, a lot slower than everyone, wasn't really built for that sort of stuff. Didn't really enjoy it, so I stopped. Mum and Dad got me back into the game. They've been sort of pushing me through rugby all the way through, which has been awesome. But I went to Howard Fife from there, played minis again. Wasn't brilliant, but actually starting to enjoy it. You know, contact was like introduced at that sort of age, and I really started to enjoy the rugby. Went through to S3 with them, so that's under 15, right through with Howard Fife, and we won the Caledonia Cup, which is like a regional cup for Cali, under 15, and that was a really good year for us as a team. But personally, like that year, I got offered the sports scholarship at Strath here, and that was sort of like the first big step into everything. Getting into like the Cali under 16s team as well was a big step. From there, like played under 16 at Strath that first year when I was in 4th form, and then played for Glasgow Warriors under 16 the same year, and then I made the Scotland Blues side at under 16 that year as well, which was a massive achievement for me at the time. And like I look back on that really fondly. I learned an awful lot from that experience, just in terms of what it's like to be in that environment. So I went into the summer, trained with the Cali 18s a wee bit, played a wee bit of 17s, and I moved to tighthead prop that summer. So I started off at a second row. Like to think that I could have played back row, definitely couldn't have played back row. Got moved to tighthead prop, which it turned out to be a really good shout, and I absolutely love it. I've loved it, I've loved playing there since I've moved. So again, went through sort of Glasgow Warriors under 16s, played under 16 that second year again at Strath, made the Blues squad again, and that's when COVID hit in March that year. So the under 16 stuff was scrapped into lockdown. That was sort of the difficult period for me, as it was for many people, but I found it difficult to sort of stick on that journey when I felt very sort of like, I don't see a future, I don't really see what's going on. But I got offered a junior academy supported position with Cali, which is like you get S&C, you get support off the academy, you get extra sessions and stuff like that. And that for me was like, that was the dream at that point, that was what I wanted, and I achieved that, and that's been a massive support as well. Working with guys in the academy, like it's been awesome, it's been exactly what I needed to develop me. Played in the first 15 that year twice, just because of COVID, because of how the games came, but I learned an awful lot that year about working on my scrummage and working on those technical bits of the game that I hadn't actually had a chance to work on because of how full-on rugby had been. Again, summer rolled around, we got through the summer, out of COVID, into a full first 15 season, which was like awesome. You know, like you come to Strath, you want to play in the first 15. You know, to get to do that and get to do that in a leadership role was really awesome, with a really, really good group of guys who worked really hard together and played some really, really good rugby. So that was a really good group to be part of. And then from there, I got invited to train. The under-20s had a development day in December. So I got invited to train there, and then from there I just sort of kept getting selected for camps, kept improving, kept working on my work-ons, and sort of rolled around to the Six Nations selection, part of the squad, and here we are, 2 games in. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster, especially sort of the past year. It's been a bit mad, but it's definitely been enjoyable. Rugby is a game for everyone. Like, you know, like growing up, it's no matter your body shape, big, tall, wide, thin, it's a game for everyone. So having it accessible, especially girls rugby, I think is really good. Like, I can't see any issues. It'll just improve the game. And you know, the outreach, the access that people will have to the game will just bring more talent, more experience, better coaching, better reffing, better everything into the game. So without a doubt, super positive. First was a picture of me, I think it might be my 10th birthday, sitting next to Wayne Rooney's shirt at Old Trafford. So yeah, massive Man United fan. Also support Dundee up here, but that's one I tried to talk a little bit less about, purely just because of the sort of results we've had the past couple of years. But yeah, Red Devils, definitely.